I did a little bit of delving. You know me, I like to be as informed as possible. And and an Irish guest, there's an excuse to go look at some fucking statistics. I don't enjoy it, but I like to be as informed as possible. So I came across some numbers. We have my handy little cheat sheet here. So I think you can get quite if you could somehow, through the limit, obviously overcome the limitations of social media algorithms and everything else, and the kind of snooty kind of scoffing that people will give you when they hear the word cannabis and independent candidate,
Mhm.
um, they should pay attention to the fact that since the law has changed in Ireland, it's what I think 53 patients have managed to get access. 53. Compare that to, I think, 40,000 is where we're at in the UK. I think
Yeah.
it's over 100,000 in Germany, just to bear that in mind for people, put that into perspective. The number of possession charges have spiked in the past 3 years in three out of the four Garda regions in Ireland. Juvenile possession charges have doubled in the past 5 years. In Dublin, I wish I'd have got the figures for Cork, but I couldn't find them.
But
Possession has increased in the past 5 years, charges by 54%. And it's a weird thing because in Ireland they were trying to push this thing and they were saying that, oh, we're going to have these like out of court settlements, as it were, as we had with our diversion schemes. But in the past 3 years, 17,000 people have still been charged or summoned for simple possession alone. That sort of diversion caution system has cautioned 5,139 people between December 2020 and February 2024 just for possession. So you're a beautiful isle, but you're quite sparse with people and population. And when you take that to be a percentage of people in these regions, it's
yeah,
a lot of people getting targeted for cannabis.
there's a hell of a lot of people getting targeted. There was a story there again recently in the papers where a person foolishly had grown some cannabis up in their window, on full display, public display. Like, cops seen it, came in, raided the house, took the plants. Your man said that he was growing the plants, was making a tea out of it, drinking it. He wasn't even smoking it. So again, this is how our guards are wasting their time over here. This is how the courts are wasting their time. And the judge in that particular case actually said that the guy, when he comes back, that he's in a dangerous position, that he could be looking at jail time for growing, like, I think he had three plants maybe.
See that's mental. So I wanted to contrast that. I just wanted to check this and pull up a resource. And they're all brags. Screw it. We'll go into Sunday World. The worst fucking reference. It's like the Irish Sun, isn't it? Sunday World.
Yeah.
Yeah. MP Luke Ming Flanagan.
Mm.
I've been trying to get him on the podcast for quite a while. I've been trying to speak to him for ages. He did a thing over summer last year, quite recently, where he grew a plant
That's right.
on Instagram
Yeah.
and did this defiantly. He said, he's smoking cannabis and he's consuming. I mean, that's quite a healthy looking plant.
Yeah, he grew it
Oh,
over
it's sent me on to
Berlin
X. I
where
hate fucking X.
it's decriminalized for him to grow it. So he was able to grow it out in his windowsill legally.
So how does this work?
He's
Because there's two pictures. There's two plants in this picture I'm looking at from his personal X feed
yeah, if yeah,
in front of his window.
in front of his window over in Berlin.
Oh, right. He lives in fucking Germany. Ah,
'Cause he's an MEP.
thank you for clarifying that for me.
Yeah,
Right. I did not know that.
so
Okay.
he did that, and he actually said that those posts with the plant were some of the most engaged with posts that he's ever put up on his.
I can imagine. I can imagine. But it just even right. Thank you for clarifying the the legality of the situation and how it. I don't know how I missed that. I obviously wasn't paying that much attention. But yeah, there's still the juxtaposition of these two things. Like it's one rule for thee and another for me sort of thing. It's very much and I know we have national borders and governments and etc. But the fact that then serving in Parliament for Ireland, granted then resident in Germany, because obviously that's where the crap I can't remember what they call the MEP parliamentary building. I'm terrible. It's because I've got Doyle going around my head over and over again to not say Dahl. So that's the only parliamentary building I can think of. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Again, it just.
Hmm.
And I know, obviously, again, fighting and being present in European Parliament is different because technically, under the European rules, Ireland being a signatory and still a party to the European Convention and a member state, they should have be enforcing different laws, different rules. There's been recommendations. The CBD edicts that have come down. Ireland are not going with that. There's still arbitrary licensing and restricting based on arbitrary numbers. Do you know what I mean? They're still trying to keep the hemp lie going and all of this crap. And like you said, it just all seems to be going to the benefit of a new group of people that are going to create an industry and a neo culture on top of the bones of ours.
Yeah. The last day I was in court myself, the judge actually said that she didn't want to hear anything about CBD. Like, don't even tell me about CBD. She said, I don't want to hear it. She goes, you're being charged with cannabis, and that's all I care about. She goes, I don't care about CBD levels or THC. This. She said, it's charged with cannabis, and that's it. Like,
Mm.
right, Jesus.
But it just shows how antiquated, how archaic these systems are. That, I mean, through their ignorance and obfuscation of a legal definition and correct scientific accreditation and understanding of the nomenclature, allows for all of this shit.